Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to my evening news report right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. As you know, the Iowa caucus is this coming Monday, so the Riley King Network will be bringing you updates on the Iowa caucus. And every night and every morning, we're bringing you Iowa caucus news reports. So here is tonight's Iowa caucus news report update. 2020 candidates brace for Friends final weekend in Iowa. Democratic presidential candidates are preparing for a final frantic weekend of campaigning ahead of the Iowa caucus, kick-starting the battle to take on President Donald Trump in November. Former Vice President Joe Biden and Pete Buttigieg, the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, returned to the campaign trail on Friday, a day after knocking each other and progressive rival Vermont Bernie Sanders. Sanders, along with Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts and Amy Klobuchar of Minnesota, were stuck in Washington for Trump's impeachment trial, but took steps to show their strength in Iowa. Warren announced the backing of two prominent Iowa Democrats and began airing television and online ads, arguing she's the most elected candidate in a crowded primary field, capable of uniting the party and defeating Trump while silence doubts that sexism could prevent a woman from winning the White House. Sanders' campaign, meanwhile, will host a concert featuring music from the band Bon Iver as part of his effort to energize young voters. He has predicted that if turning out is high during Monday's caucus, he will win. Speaking on Capitol Hill, Klobuchar said, "You never know what's going to happen with the impeachment schedule," but she said her campaign would move forward even if she can't be in Iowa for the caucuses. Whenever they get to Iowa, the candidates will face a competition that is exceedingly fluid. Sanders, Biden, Buttigieg, and Warren are bunched at the top of most Iowa polls, and Klobuchar has shown signs of strength in recent weeks. Everyone is looking for a strong showing here that could lift them heading into later contests that will help decide the Democrat nomination. In a race that is so jammed, competitors are intensifying among candidates to at least emerge from Iowa as the leader of their ideological lanes. For Sanders and Warren, the caucus represents an opportunity to show support from progressives. They both back priorities such as endorsing universal government-funded health care under Medicare for All and wiping out virtually all student debt, but neither of them has yet pulled away as the underput leader for the party's left flank. The moderate slice of the party is still also struggling to unite behind options that include Biden, Buttigieg, and Colenbolcher. As a former vice president who is competing in the Iowa caucus for the third time, Biden is a well-known figure in the state and has won the backing of several leading current and former elected leaders. But attendance at his rallies has been relevantly small in recent days, raising questions about the durability of his support. A super PAC aligned with his campaign has already poured $7.6 million into Iowa, meaning it may not be able to provide additional help in other states if Biden fails to meet expectations. Biden has intensified his attacks on Sanders, questioning whether the senator is truly a Democrat given his democracy socialist ideal. Sanders' camp has shrugged that off, saying it didn't work for Hillary Clinton during the 2016 Democratic primary, and it won't resonate now. On Friday, the former vice president revised courses conceding Bernie is a Democrat. While campaigning in Fort Madison, Iowa, Biden argued that he was the candidate Trump wants to face in the fall. He pointed to the recent attentions he's gotten from Republicans during the impeachment trial and in Iowa, where Trump mocked his small crowd size during a visit to the state on Thursday. The 38-year-old Buttigieg is under pressure to prove that eye-popping fundraising last year will translate to caucus support, and he is offering a two-prong agreement. He unveiled a video Friday stressing party unity, but on the campaign trail, he has signaled out 78-year-old Sanders as too uncompromising in his progressive views, and the 77-year-old Biden as being tainted by past political brawls during a long career in Washington. Sanders said he speaks to goals that I think everybody shares while presenting it in a political form that says you either have to choose between revelation or status quo. While Sanders and Warren were equally unable to make their final appeals in person all week because of impeachment being held in Washington, may have been especially frustrating for Colenbolcher. She had been seemingly gaining ground in Iowa, but could see that momentum fade because she's been unable to make a final argument in the state. In a memo to reporters, her campaign said that her being the only candidate to campaign in all 99 Iowa counties can boost Colenbolcher in smaller communities where the threshold support needed to pick up delegates to Democrat National Convention in Iowa. The race for Senator Michael Bennet of Colorado attempted to provide his own contrast to the rest of the field by unveiling a new television ad airing in New Hampshire, which voters vote after the Iowa caucus. A field that was once the largest in modern history also lost another member when John Delaney exited the race Friday. The former Maryland congressman poured millions of dollars of his own money into the race, but never gained traction. And that is it for my latest report of the Iowa caucus in Iowa. I'm Riley King, and I hope you all enjoyed this news report. Good night and bye, everyone.